Hi everybody, this is City Readings, and this reading today is going to be about the solar eclipse happening on the 25th of October in the sign of Scorpio. Now, before I pull cards for you, I want to give you some information on this, okay? So, this is okay. First of all, eclipses are, it's like they push us forward, and it is a time for change, and it's time for radical change, okay? Now, there is a solar eclipse on October 25th, and then a lunar eclipse on November 8th, 7th, I believe, okay? So, yeah, so this is happening in Scorpio at 2 degrees. And this is very, like, it is conjuncting Venus, okay? I believe all of them are at 2 degrees at this time, but there are other squares happening too. I believe Mercury is close to them as well. Mercury is in the sign of Libra right now at 22 degrees, or sorry, at that time when solar eclipse is going to happen. Now, the moon is in square with Pluto, and we also have Mercury squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a time where it's all about changes. It is really about where we need to make changes. And by the way, for you, especially if it depends where are your placements. Now, if you have Scorpio and Taurus placements, I would really suggest that you have a look at, your birth chart if you can. Even if you don't, let me just tell you that this is going to be impacting you the most. For Taurus placements, let me just say that it's going to impact more so like your physical, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. And for Scorpio, it's more so like a self, especially if you're a Scorpio rising. It's even a Scorpio sun, it's more so like a self, okay? The changes that you need to make within yourself, okay? On emotional level. So this is also a time where there will be changes in money, in currency, okay? So as we all know what's happening in the world, okay? So if I look at it, in a broader like picture, that is where it's going to be impacting us the most. But I feel like even, as a collective, this is giving us a push forward to make changes in our lives. Now, this is again a time to step outside your comfort zone, okay? This is a time that you're ready to change. This is a time where some of you also need to challenge yourself, okay? Because, we know emotionally and, even physically the changes that we need to make, but sometimes we are in our comfort zone. Another thing I would touch is that this, solar eclipse is really about stepping outside your comfort zone and manifesting correctly. Because at this time, I feel like, especially with that Pluto squaring moon and then squaring Mercury, there can be, difficult conversations. There can be things, that we feel coming to the surface, but it's all about stuff that we need to change, having to learn the lessons the hard way and then moving forward. Okay, and, another thing I'm kind of getting here is that a lot of us are being pushed to make positive changes in our lives, okay? So if there's something recently negative that you went through, it's time that you learn your lesson and push yourself forward. Again, this is all about pushing ourselves forward, okay? Now, this is also going to be impacting us for almost the next 6 months. So this is not just our regular new moon and full moon stuff. This is like something very significant, and I believe last time it happened with Taurus and Scorpio axis, it was back in, I don't know, like 2012, 2014, and then back in 2003 and 2004. So if you remember what happened in your life at that time, good for you. I don't remember. I was a kid back then, okay? I am only like 23 years old right now, so I was in school back then, okay? All right, so let's see. So this Scorpio, solar eclipse is encouraging us to make the changes that are required for us to make important for our soul's growth, okay? And this is also important that we, it's also important that we pay attention to our behavior, self-sabotage, being lazy, procrastinating, or having plans and, purposely self-sabotaging yourself and your plans. This is about empowering yourself, okay? Now, of course, I'm going to go through all signs, but I'm going to give you a brief introduction before I move on to your sign, okay? Okay, now one more thing I'm getting here is that if you and somebody, you guys don't share the same values, if you guys are not on the same page, this is a time to understand where that person may be coming from, and if the vibe doesn't match, you need to let go of that person, okay? This is not a time to force things with other people, especially, okay? This is really about the depth, with the Scorpio. It's about intensity. It's about a call for change, okay? So Scorpio makes it all very intense and, adds depth to this. Now, this is also a time that we must release fear. We must release guilt and confront, okay? Sometimes we may not need to confront other people. We need to confront what we've been doing. We need to have a look at the mirror and really see what we have been doing, okay? So this is a time for you to have that, have a real heavy look at yourself with what you've been doing, where you want to be. Because again, like I said, the changes you're making now, they're going to be impacting you for the next 6 months, okay? Now, another thing I'm getting here is that this is about your shared resources. This is about money. This is about, like positive changes. So when you make positive changes within yourself, of course, they manifest in your life too, but this is something about money, luxury, things like that as well, with Venus being there, okay? Now, it all depends on your sign and where it's happening in which house and stuff, so I'm gonna get to that later on. But mainly, this is a solar eclipse that is helping us to strengthen even our intimate relationships, letting go of negative attachments. Like I said, what makes us truly happy, what makes us more fulfilled, okay? Now, this is also a time period to push forward towards new things, towards, finding new ways, and, letting go of the old. So it's pretty much out with the old, in with the new, okay? And also having a look at our addictions, okay? What have we been addicted to? What have, we been lingering on to, okay? So there's going to be new and potent energy. So I want you guys to pay attention to what you've been wanting to manifest, and of course check out your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture. I would suggest that you watch all 3 signs and then combine and get the message, but if you just want to watch one sign, then I would say watch your rising sign, okay? So to sum it up, this is all about, fresh start. This is about bringing that balance in our relationships, letting go of people who no longer serve us, letting go of codependency issues or just negative attachments, and having to let ourselves, get through that fresh start. So that is all that I have for you guys as an overall view for what's going to be happening for the solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. Do give this video a like if you enjoyed this. And now let's move on to your sign. Hi Cancer, let's see how is the solar eclipse on the 25th of October impacting you. This is happening in the sign of Scorpio, like I already said in the intro video. Okay, so for you Cancer specifically, it's happening in your in the house of adventure, in the house of creativity, children, even romance, okay? So in the coming few months, it is setting you up for new beginnings in these areas of your life, okay? But the main theme here is your romantic connections. You may feel inclined towards somebody, you may feel pulled towards somebody, and there could also be some form of celebration or a party, or like, I don't know, doing something joyful at this time, okay? It is a great time for you to feel motivated, being driven to achieve your goals, and again, a heightened sense of creativity, okay? So enjoying yourself, having a good time. This, past few weeks maybe were tough for you, but again, this is kind of like prompting you to make certain changes, so that again, you need to have a more light spirited kind of an energy This is a great time for you to move towards things in your life that bring you joy. And that also means to let go of people, situations, things that no longer serve you or that suck the energy out of you, okay? So this is a time for you to pay attention to what feelings are emerging. What do you feel? Okay, do you even feel to like you want to do something, or you're just saying yes because it's something that presented itself? Okay. So you may feel a little bit low energy too, you know, before this time, and then after things are going to be amplified, okay? Now, cancers are ruled by the moon and you know, solar eclipse, it's happening in 2 degrees, okay? So it can bring heightened sense of sensitivity, feelings, you know, you may feel certain emotions more than the other, okay? You may feel extra sensitive, but I don't feel like it is for the bad, it is for the good. And I really don't feel like this is really impacting you in a wrong way. This is impacting you in a way where, you know, there's something new in romance, dating, new opportunities where you can enjoy yourself, you know, and express that creative side of you, you know, going out in the nature, indulging in your hobbies, okay? There could also be a focus on children, new friendships, again, leisure time, entertainment, something like that. So let's see, what do we have for Cancer at this time? Like, we are very like attracted to luxury and good looking people and good looking stuff too, so we're likely to overspend as well. Okay, so par, and then we have originality. I feel like a lot of you, like for you, this is really about discovering who you truly are, what makes you true to yourself. Like I said, are you saying yes because you want to, or just because something presented itself in your life? Cancer, most of these changes are very positive. I also see you taking initiative towards your work, money, goals, and again, very practically making things happen in your life, okay? Because you already feel like you have learned the lessons the hard way, so why would you make things harder for yourself than they need to be? Okay. But one more thing I'm going to tell you is that this is with the Mercury in Aquarius, this is really about upgrading your thinking and learning. This is not about repeating stuff from the past. This is about an upgrade, literally. You know, this is about intelligence. This is about using your brain, okay? And then tapping into your creative side more. I really feel like some of you are creative, taking your power back, intense changes. There could also be people around you who are going to feel very drawn to you. There's that seduction card there as well. So Jupiter is in Pisces, so this is really about positive changes. Most of it is all positive, okay? And again, it also depends on how we are using these energies, right, Cancer? If this reading helps you, do give it a like. Now let's see, what do we have for Cancer, please? What do we have for Cancer? This is about not feeling... Okay, some of you have been feeling very alone lately, or you've been feeling like nobody gets you and things like that, coming from a place of lack, to be honest with you. This is about really recognizing your true power, because sometimes we cook things up in our head. It doesn't mean that they are that way, okay? So pay attention to your thoughts. I see you healing, and I also feel like some of you have some form of support from your ancestors or your guardian angels. And it is all, you know, you're being led towards the path that you are meant to take, okay? So again, don't sell yourself short, and don't indulge in negative thinking. So that's about it, Cancer. Those were the messages that showed up for you. It was a brief reading, but I hope that it helped you. I hope that I guided you in any way. Do give this video a like, and see you next time.